If you want to get good, impress your friends, reach your dream rank, go pro, or even enjoy competitive games, tilt is your worst enemy. Not only does tilt make you perform worse, but it also prevents you from learning from your mistakes. It wastes energy, hurts your relationship with your teammates, and makes games not fun. Trust me, I know it's not easy to deal with tilt. I've been dealing with it long before I got into competitive games. I was always a competitive kid. Playing and winning were all that mattered to me, whether it was bowling or Uno. When I was little, I wanted to play football, but my parents kept me out of it because they knew I'd throw a fit anytime anything didn't go exactly my way. When I discovered online games, this issue wasn't completely fixed. Diagnosed with autism in second grade, I faced a long, difficult battle with controlling my frustration. But over the last few years, I've learned a few secrets that have helped me overcome tilt and perform at my best in any situation. A lot of people get tilted at their teammates. While I had this problem and overcame it, I still had a tendency to get angry at myself. For the longest time, I knew that if I wasn't ranking up, it was my fault, not anyone else's. If you didn't know that, then now you do. But whenever I made a suboptimal play and got punished, I would beat myself up over it, thinking I should be playing better than I was. But every now and then, I would remember what my dad told me about expectations. One time, when I had ruined a youth event for myself because it wasn't exactly how I hoped, my dad explained that having fun depends a lot on your expectations. He described it as a math equation. Fun equals blank. For me, at that event, the blank had been something specific. That we were going to play a game with certain specific rules, and I was going to do this or that and do well and win, when in reality, I needed it to be something simple. Something easy that would definitely happen. The truth is, we all perform better when we're having fun. Fun is one of the characteristics of the elusive flow state you've heard about. You might think that fun comes from playing well, but in reality, fun comes before playing well. If you can enjoy the game, even when you lose, then nothing can stop you from practicing and improving until you reach your dream rank. If you've looked for previous advice on tilt, then you've heard before that you need to focus on improving over your rank or winning, and that you need to focus on your own gameplay instead of your teammates. But sometimes you're the one whose gameplay is pissing you off, so it doesn't always work. This is the only kind of tilt you can find in a one-on-one game like a fighting game, which I don't know too much about, but it's the turf of one legendary player who changed my perspective on gaming. That player is none other than Daigo Umehara, that guy who did that one thing that made everyone lose their minds. In his book, The Will to Keep Winning, Daigo explains how, to him, even big in-person tournaments with money on the line are nothing more than practice. He explains that improvement is not a means to win more games or earn more trophies or money, but an end in and of itself that he strives to reach every day. Psychologists call this the infinite game because it has no end. Every day you can win by putting in the effort, but the game is never finished. So who cares how much progress you made today? It all looks small compared to infinity. The point is the journey. And here we all are, worried about whether we can win this one ranked match. Now, you might ask, that's great, but don't I need to want to win to make habits that lead to winning and improving? Which makes sense. After all, the brain tries to succeed and to avoid failure. So if we establish success as winning the game, then our brain will work to win the game. But I'd ask, do pros seem to care much about winning or losing ranked games? I mean, come on, most of you aren't competing in tournaments at your current skill level. And even if you were, according to Daigo, you don't need winning to be a priority if you want to improve. Play the infinite game. Alright, saying you're playing to improve is one thing, but how do we actually do it? The subconscious can be tricky to convince of something on purpose. Let's go back to the words of advice my dad gave me when I was younger. Fun equals blank. Filling in that blank with something general, like my dad said, could look like fun equals playing the game, or fun equals practicing. If your goal is to have fun, then this works great. And that's not a bad goal, because having fun means you perform better and learn more. But you can also try replacing fun with winning or with improvement. You can reshape your perspective. Improving isn't dependent on your stats or how often you make mistakes, and winning, in your own eyes, doesn't even have to mean winning. You could say winning equals practicing. Then, as long as you're putting in the effort to practice, you're winning. It might be best to have all three in your toolkit for handling your emotions. Fun equals practicing can help you when you're feeling demotivated. Improving equals practicing can help when you're worried that you're not learning anything. And winning equals practicing can help when you're feeling insecure about your skill level. Another thing you can do is think of every possible outcome, both large and small, positive and negative, and reframe it as a step toward your goals. This includes winning, losing, getting a kill, dying, scoring, missing, ranking up, and ranking down. They're all steps of learning. And learning is improving. Learning is fun, and by our definition, learning is winning. This process will remind you that practice is always getting you closer to your goals, regardless of how well you're playing. There's one more thing I'll recommend to anyone like me that tends to be hard on themselves. When you make mistakes, don't think of what you did as stupid or bad. Reframe it as suboptimal, or some specific adjective like unsafe. Not only does this remove the harshness toward yourself, but also being specific, like saying, I played unsafe, or I played too stationary, gives you something to learn from. I learned this idea from a short clip from a fellow small creator named Gabi.
How many times are you stupid this match, huh? Have you been keeping track of how stupid you've been? Why do you think that I use the phrase unsafe over the phrase bad or stupid?
Because we are humans, we are allowed to make mistakes and learn. We're not forever called stupid.
Okay, sure. To call this stupid would be to discredit all of the actual thought and effort that you put into this decision. And it would not actually identify the problem with this. If this was just stupid, I'd be like, okay, Rev, here's your thing for this next week. Don't be stupid. No, I'm sending you home and I'm going, Rev, don't play unsafe. Don't overexpose yourself.
If you're a Valorant player looking for advice on mentality, I'd recommend checking Gabi out. If you give specific criticism to your misplays, you'll know what it looks like to fix the habit. If you play the infinite game and focus on improvement, you can reach levels of skill you thought were impossible. Ranks will come with time, and game titles come and go, taking the ranks you earned with them. But if you practice with the right mindset, your progress in the infinite game will remain. But if you want to play the infinite game and keep improving, you'll need some guidance on some key mistakes to avoid. I talk about one of them in the video on your screen right now. Like and subscribe if you want more. Thanks for watching.